to the beginning of the 2023 session, Water Committee meeting today. I apologize for being late. We had a 8 o'clock meeting off campus and we got here a few minutes after 9. But we'll wait on a few people coming in. I'd like to go around the room to start with today and allow everybody to introduce themselves so that we get to know each of the committee members here. I am Jim Minix. I represent the 118th district, which is 9 counties in far western Kansas. I am a farmer and a stockman. My wife Eileen's here in the audience. We have 6 great kids, 7 grandkids now. I farm both dry land and irrigated. We have a small cow herd and we background livestock. I was a county commissioner for 26 years. I really enjoyed local government, and I welcome the comments from this committee. I hope we can all work together. We've got a huge task ahead of us. I realize the issue of water in the state of Kansas is extremely broad. We have Ogallala Aquifer, we have reservoirs, we have stockwater ponds, and we all rely on it. So I'm anticipating that we'll all work hard together to find some improvements that we can make for all of those areas. And I'll allow my vice chair to introduce herself.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Cindy Howerton, and I serve the 98th District, which is South Wichita, North Hayesville. I grew up on a farm, dry land farm down in Oklahoma, so I love farming, but I do live in the city now, so I have that perspective as well. I served on the Water Committee last year for the 2022 session. Loved water, thought it was going to be my most boring committee, and was not at all. So I have grasped the subject, and I'm looking forward to working on it with you. I guess a little bit about my personal. I am a grandma. I have 4 daughters. I have 3 grandchildren that I absolutely adore. Can't explain. I thought they'd be fun, right? But no, they're incredible. Love it. So looking forward to the session, and back to you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Representative Lindsey Vaughn. I represent House District 22 in Northern Overland Park. 1 generation removed from the farm, but I do get both perspectives often. And this is my 2nd year serving on the committee. I absolutely love water, and I've loved learning about it the last 2 years, and look forward to working together going forward to try and find some solutions, especially as we see this becomes increasingly urgent to make a decision and try and find a new path. So I'm looking forward to doing that together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm Eric Smith. I'm from the 76th District, which is about an hour straight south of here. I've got 4 reservoirs and 3 rivers in my district that are pretty important to our rural area. I've been in my district for most all of my life, except when I went away to go to the military and came back. Near and dear, I've got John Redmond Reservoir, which was dredged out. I think of it kind of as the experiment on what we're doing with our reservoirs, or what we can do with our reservoirs. It's very important to me getting on this committee. I asked to be on this committee now because of the impact that the topics have on my district coming out of here. And I know I'm interested to see what we can get done. Thanks.
Is this on? I'm Gary White, District 115, south of Dodge City, 50 miles. I am a farmer. I understand water issues from the rural perspective.
Hi all, my name is Representative Heather Meyer. This is my 2nd year on the Water Committee. I represent Central Overland Park, District 29. My family does have some farm background, but I'm quite removed from that at this point. However, I'm excited to be here because I am passionate about water conservation and protecting our water sources for generations to come. Thank you.
Morning. I'm Jerry Stogsdale. I represent the 21st District in Johnson County. that encases most of Prairie Village and parts of Overland Park. And one of the most interesting things I think we did last year on the Water Committee is we brought everybody down to look at the Water One facility which serves Johnson County, but ironically is located in Wyandotte County. And to see the kind of technology that it takes to keep our water clean and safe and available is pretty amazing. If you've never had a chance to go down and see that facility and you're interested in water, you definitely should try to do that. So looking forward to working on these problems this year.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Louis Bloom. I'm from the 64th District, which is Clay, Cloud, Raleigh, and parts of Dickinson. I'm a lifelong farmer. I do not irrigate, but I have a lot of friends that do. I have a wife and 3 kids and 8 grandkids, so I'm here to see if we can't do something about the water problem. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Jason Getz, 119th District, which is Dodge City, Kansas. Family farm background, pastor for many years, and was bivocational when I was pastoring and was working on the family farm just a year ago. So water rights is a big deal, and I'm glad to be serving on this. Got a lot to learn, but excited to learn.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Sandy Pickard. I am with District 88, which is southeast Wichita and a mile into Butler County. I've lived in Wichita since about 1971, so I've kind of become a city girl, but I grew up on a farm in Ottawa County, and I went to a municipalities meeting in McPherson the end of last year. And it was a lot of acronyms used, but it was a great meeting about how different towns and cities in Kansas have been creative in their water resources and repurposing water and all that. And the one thing I walked away from that was there's 3 big groups in Kansas that have huge water interests. One is agriculture. Another is municipalities, and the third one is industries. And if we want to bring industry to Kansas, we're going to have to work together. And, we're going to all have to work together, because if any one of us loses, everybody loses. So I was really impacted by that, and I did ask to be on this committee too. It's really important.
My name is Brett Fairchild. I represent the 113th District in Central Kansas, and I have 5 counties in my district. I served on the Water Committee the last 2 years and learned a lot, and I'm a farmer. My dad and I farmed together north of St. John.
I'm Linda Featherston. I represent the 16th District, which is Overland Park surrounding Johnson County Community College. I did ask to add the Water Committee to my load this year. I serve on agriculture also, and I'm an active volunteer with our Johnson County Extension Agency. And I have some important voices for water conversations that live in my district, but I'm not sure they really want to be identified now.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Mike Amix. I represent the 45th District, which is Lawrence and western Douglas County and northern Douglas County. My background includes, I came from municipal government. I was multiple term mayor for the city of Lawrence, and then I was Douglas County Commissioner, and now started my 3rd term in the House. I'm a small business owner. My wife and I own a small business in downtown, or we did until about a month ago. Now I'm just an employee of my old business, which is great. But I look forward to serving on the Water Committee. This is my first time on water, so background in municipal government give me a little bit of opportunity to watch water. So anyway, thank you.
Good morning, Robin Essex. I am in District 78, which is in Olathe, right behind Garmin. And I asked to be on this Water Committee as well. I am a current Olathe City Councilwoman, and I understand the municipality issues with water. Western, Eastern, I mean, there's something that all of us have, something we can work on in this area. So I'm so happy to be here. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Doug Blex. I represent the 12th District, which I live in Montgomery County down by South Independence on the family farm that's We have a original deed signed by President Ulysses S. Grant in 1870, so been in the family a long time. I'm actually a retired wildlife biologist with Kansas Wildlife and Parks. I also served as a contractor for the RAPS and for KDHE for quite a few years independently. I served as chair of the Verdigris Basin Advisory back when we had all these blue ribbon meetings and had about 30,000 or so plus people around the state. So good program in front of you. And I was on the original water committee back 6 years ago for 2 years, and then got sidetracked on other committees. I actually asked to be on this. This is, I guess, my area, I consider my area of expertise. Some of that, you might debate that, but it is very important to us, and I think our next critical issue in our state as far as economic development as well as a lot of other things. So I'm glad to be there. Don't want the chair to top me out. I have 15 grandkids and 7 greats, so a lot of fun time at Christmas. I got one room that's 28 by 42, and it's a log home, and it's all wood. And I'll guarantee you, when they all get there and they're greats, that's too small. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kenny Titus, I represent the 51st District, which is Wamego, Manhattan, and Wabaunsee County. I previously served as Chief Counsel to the Kansas Department of Agriculture and worked extensively with the Division of Water Resources, participated in various groups like Western States Water Council. I'm also an adjunct professor at the University of Kansas Law School where I teach water law, so I have a broad exposure to all aspects of water policy and water law, and I'm excited to participate in this conversation.
Hi, I'm Meredith Fry. I work with Kansas Legislative Research Department. I am a research analyst, and this is my 3rd year on water.
I am Luke Drury. I am a senior fiscal analyst with Kansas Legislative Research, and this is my first time with House Water.
Good morning, committee. I'm Heather O'Hara with Legislative Research. This is my 17th session with KLRD, my first time staffing House Water, but I am the staff for House and Senate Ag and Natural Resources.
My name is Alicia Pavlo-Cortega. I'm audio video. This is my first year. I don't have anything else to say.
I'm Chris Wagner from the Office of Revisor of Statutes. In the audience there, you have Kyle Hamilton, also from our office. We handle any bill drafting, amendment requests that come up. 3rd session on water. Happy to be back.
Hello, I'm Tony Prohask. I'm the committee assistant. I retired from Hallmark Cards 8 years ago after spending 35 years with Hallmark. I'm a local Topecan. I carried papers, flipped hamburgers at Bobo's, sacked groceries at Safeway, built tires at Goodyear, and spent 35 years at Hallmark Cards. And after I retired, I got bored. So I've been here now 6 years. This is my 3rd committee assignment, the 2nd year on the water committee.
Again, I want to say thank you. We have a very diverse group here. Tony and I are housed in office 286, just across the north wing here. And I have an open door policy. If anybody wants to chat about things concerning our water committee, please come in and talk to me. I hope to facilitate this committee, but I want to see a lot of the answers come from all the members of this committee. It's an important issue for the state of Kansas for all of us to work on. It's a diverse issue. We have a diverse committee. I'm told that we may be moving rooms. We will start here. If our audience increases very much at all in size, we will need to move to a larger committee room. So watch your emails. At this time, we're going to meet Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. within this committee room until further notice, I guess. Does everybody have a copy of the committee rules in front of you? I'm sure you haven't had time to peruse those. A group of committee chairmen met a few days ago, and we have come up with what we believe to be a set of rules that can be applied to most of the committees here within the House. We're trying to come up with a uniform set of committee rules so that when you go from this committee to another, that the rules remain as close to the same as possible. In years past, we've discussed these rules. I don't want to get into a point of trying to amend these rules and make them different than some of the other committees within your room, within your committees. So as prerogative of the chair, I'm going to say these are the House rules. And I want everybody to study those, and hopefully they'll be helpful in your other committees also. I should ask if there are any requests for bill proposals at this time. Seeing none, we'll move forward. I want everybody to be aware of the last 2 years that this committee has met and the vast amount of information that was presented during those meetings. And a lot of that information is on your S drives, on your computers. And Tony, would you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, we won't do a demonstration now, but I'd be happy to come to anybody's office and show you how to access it. But basically, you go to your PC, and the S drive is located right next to your C drive, if you're familiar with my PC. In other words, it'll show you your drives. The S drives will have a listing of all the committees. The first file will be House or Senate. You click on the House, there'll be a listing of various committees. You'll go down, scroll down to Water, you click on that, and I plan on dating folders in there. And so every date that we meet, I will put all of the information that's going to be shared in a digital form in that folder. And so you should be able to access it. In fact, you should be able to go to your S drive right now, go online, and you should be able to see the House rules because I placed them in your folders this morning. So if there's any questions, please feel free to call me.
Thank you, Tony. As leadership, Vice Chair and Minority Leader here have met with me, and we've plotted out the next 3 weeks, we think. On Thursday, David Barfield will be here as a past chief engineer, and he'll bring us the time period of history that he was the chief engineer and talk about some of the issues here within the state of Kansas. I hope during the next 7 weeks that we can cover several presentations to give us a historical perspective and to look at last year's HB 2686 bill that we went through, and also hopefully a review of the 2017 Blue Ribbon Task Force that studied this directly. I see where the governor is considering a task force of some nature considering water also. I will be coordinating with Senator Kirshen over in the Senate when we're having presentations to see if something might work also within his Senate Ag and Natural Resources Committee. The Senate does not have a dedicated committee concerning water at this time. I realize half of our committee is new to this subject, and so we're going to try to do a historical perspective and bring everybody up to speed as quick as we can over the next couple of weeks. Does anybody have any comments? I'd like to see some of the people in the audience. You're welcome to, and this might be, we're going to be extremely informal here, but if you'd stand and introduce yourselves also to the committee, I'd appreciate it.
Division of Water Resources.
Good morning. It's nice to see everybody. I'm Lane Letourneau. I'm the Water Appropriation Program Manager.
in the Division of Water Resources in the Department of Agriculture. I work for Earl. So.
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, committee. I'm Connie Owen, the Director of the Kansas Water Office.
Good morning, committee. My name is Victoria Potts. I'm with the Kansas Water Office. Until October, I was with Legislative Research, and I staffed this committee, so it's nice to be back, and I work for Connie.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Joshua Swati. You'll either see myself or Kimberly. We're here on behalf of REAP, the Regional Economic Area Partnership, or the renewable industry, and then also just a comment about my own grandkids. I don't have any. My oldest is 13, and he was asked to dance at the inaugural ball on Sunday night and about fell over dead, so I think we're going to have a little while before any grandkids.
Good morning. I'm Emma Montgomery, and I'm a lobbyist intern for Little Government Relations.
Thank you very much. I wanted the committee to see the people in the audience. These people are a wealth of knowledge and a resource for you to go to. I'm sure they'll be coming to you also, but it's a pretty diverse subject, and there are a lot of people interested. Everybody, as a citizen of the state of Kansas, needs to be interested in this issue. Are there any other items to come before us today? Okay, on Thursday, according to our agenda, David Barfield will be here. Tony, can you tell me next Monday? Tuesday, I'm sorry. Right. So you can come to our office if you have wanting to find out how to find your S drive and all that past information that's out there. And again, I welcome you to the committee, and we're going to have a very busy 6-7 weeks and until we get to turnaround. And I intend to continue after that time period with many informational meetings to help us as much as possible. I would like to get something accomplished this year. I realize how diverse this subject is. It may be a 2-year process. I think there are a lot of small areas that we can make wins on and make improvements, and that's why I want to tackle these and move forward. I've stalled long enough for one of our additional members. Representative Sywert, you're just in time to introduce yourself.
Thank you. Joe Sywert, Reno and Sedgwick County. Represent the west side of Wichita and all around Hutchinson to the Harvey County line. So Good to be here.
All right. Then 286. Lindsay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wanted to comment. I know Mr. Chair provided a couple of resources for everybody, and coming into my first term, things that really helped me kind of like get my feet on the ground were the Water Office's annual report, and I think we all just received a copy of that on our desks, and I'm assuming we might reference that or talk about that next week, so that's really helpful, especially knowing where the budget goes to for all of the state water plan funds. It has all the program descriptions and all the line items for that budget, so that was really helpful. I know we've been provided with the water term glossary. As I believe one of the representatives mentioned, there are a lot of acronyms in water, so that's helpful. And then I know the chair mentioned the Blue Ribbon Task Force. Just a little context on that. I think it was 2017, there was a desire to find a funding source for water projects that fully funded the water vision. And it was seen that that was significantly more money than what we currently funded at $8 million. And then they came to the conclusion that that was supposed to be closer to $55 million. So the question is, how do we get there? What we looked at last year and what's kind of recommended in the Blue Ribbon Task Force is a sales tax carve-off, which is something similar to what Missouri does. It sounds like that may be up for discussion again this year, or we may be interested in looking more into that. But just wanted to mention those resources if that's helpful. It was definitely helpful for me last year coming into the committee and learning all those things. So thank you.
I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Representative Highland for chairing this committee over the last 2 years. He did an excellent job of bringing things forward. And I hope he's continuing to watch and listen and see our progress that's built upon some of the blocks that he's put together over the last several years. With nothing else, we are adjourned.